Okie doke. Let's go to page 73. We're starting there in grammar today, page 73. We are learning the last of the openers for our grammar book. Eventually, you're going to be doing all these in your writing, but for now, we're talking about the number 6 VSS opener. Do you remember that one from last year, Messiah? VSS? Not really. Very short sentence. That's it. VSS stands for very short sentence. So it's not really an opener because it's like the whole sentence, but basically, when you change up your sentences and have some that are different lengths, it actually makes it interesting to read, like more interesting to read. It's funny, you probably don't even realize it when you're reading a book, but that's a lot of times what authors do. But it just basically means a very short sentence means 2 to 5 words. That's it. Sentence means it must have a main clause. So it's a whole sentence, but a very short one like this one. Robin sought adventure. So we have the subject Robin and the verb sought. And what he sought was adventure. And that's it. So you could have a sentence that has 3 words. 2 words would be something like Jesus wept is the first thing that comes to my mind, the verse in the Bible. It's only 2 words, but it does have the subject Jesus and wept is the verb. So technically it's a main clause. So basically that's what it is. Just a super, super short sentence or a very short sentence. You're going to mark it with a 6 and a circle around it. Like this, the wet log wobbled. That only has 1, 2, 3, 4 words. So that's considered a VSS. So you're just going to label it with a 6. And the subject is log and the verb is wobbled. It is a main clause, by the way. That's it for that. They will mix it up in here. And I think like today's practice page actually doesn't have a number 6 opener. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, just know it's in there. It might look like a subject opener like this, the subject comes first, even though you have like an article and an adjective. It's not considered a subject opener. It's a short sentence. So, and then the run on, we've talked about this before. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the fused sentence. And that's when you have a lot of main clauses or even just 2 main clauses in a row that don't have any punctuation. I think I gave the example like when you were little kids and you wrote like, first we did this and then this and then and then and then and then and then, and it's like one giant page of like a giant sentence, has no periods. That's a fused sentence. But a comma splice is what we're going to talk about today. And this is a new thing you're going to see in the grammar book where there's two main clauses only separated by a comma. That's incorrect. If it's 2 main clauses, it should have a period between. So that's all you're going to do is add the period between. So like this example here, you can jump down here. Robin noticed a log across a stream. The log looked sturdy. Originally, before they fixed it, it just had a comma. But since there's 2 main clauses, and the way we know that is because they each have a subject verb pair and it's a complete thought. So we have Robin noticed here, and then the log looked here. So because they're 2 main clauses in a row, you need a period. So all you got to do is take out the comma and put in a period. That's called a comma splice. And then you probably remember these from last year. Imposter ly adverbs. Those are those words that have ly. They look like they could be an adverb, but they're not. They're an adjective. So watch out for those. They're going to try to throw a couple of those in there for you. So like this example, the sturdy log safely spanned the chilly stream. So we've got sturdy describing the log. That's an adjective. But then we have safely is how it spanned. That's actually a verb here. So safely spanned, and then chilly obviously is telling about the stream. It has an ly, but it's describing the stream. There's other words like ugly, wrinkly, kingly is one. Those ly words that are not describing or adding to a verb, they're actually describing a noun. So that's pretty much it for this page. And there's nothing on the back. So that's nice. We can go on to the practice page. So when you're ready, go ahead and read the sentence and then we'll fix it.
Robin Hood roamed through the forest. He searched for adventure.
Okay, good. So roamed, meaning just kind of like wandering aimlessly, not really having any direction. Roamed. It's a verb. Okay, so check that. And then one article, go ahead and find that. And then how about the three nouns?
Robin Hood, forest, adventure.
Good. And then one pronoun.
He.
Good. Do you like doing the prepositional phrases next, or do you like to wait on those?
If I find them easy.
See if you can find them and let me know.
For adventure.
Yes, for adventure. That's one.
Through the forest?
Yeah, that's right. Through is actually a preposition. So that's right. Very good. You did it. From here, you can pick what you want to do next.
Main clauses.
Main clauses. All right.
Robin Hood roamed.
Actually, it's going to keep going with that prepositional phrase.
Robin Hood roamed through the forest.
Yes, there you go. That's one.
He searched for adventure.
There you go. That's two. Very good.
Subject verb pairs.
Okay.
Roamed.
Roamed is the verb. Good.
And searched.
And searched. Good.
Subjects Robin Hood.
Yes.
And he.
Yes. Very good.
Openers. The first one. One?
Yes, which is what opener?
Subject.
Yes, very good. How about the other one?
Is it six?
It is. I wasn't sure if it was going to be in here or not, but you're right. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 words. By the way, we need to put a period. So take out that comma and put a period in between those because there are two main clauses, so they need a period. And a period at the end. Might as well put that in there.
Then three capitals. R and Robin, H and Hood, and H and he.
There you go. Piece of cake. Wow, that was easy. That's it. Good job.
Yay.
Woohoo! Done with grammar for today. Man, we're probably going to finish class early, huh? You're just like,
gosh, dang it.
I know, right? Don't be sad. It's going to be okay. You crack me up. Okay, so I think now would be a good time to talk about your homework. So I'm going to pause this video. And so now we're going to look at the next lesson. We're going to start on page 122. Go there first. 122. Because there's kind of an introduction to this next part. Do you remember last year, Nisaya, when we did the pictures and you had to come up with your story about the pictures?
Yes, because the picture has 1,000 words.
Picture has 1,000 words, and you can kind of just be more creative with your writing. And this one is going to be like that, where you're going to have pictures and you get to create names and situations, and it's more of a creative. I think you liked that last year, right? Wait, you're muted. What?
Can't wait to pull out the weirdest names ever.
Right? Exactly. I think last year, oh my gosh, what did you have? Can you remember any of the pictures from last year? I'm trying to
Yes,
remember.
camel in the tent. I remember that
Oh,
one.
the camel in the tent. Yes. That's right.
I forgot what I named the camel. It was a ridiculous long name.
I kind of remember that. That's so
I
funny.
forgot it. Gosh dang it.
Oh no. Maybe you'll be inspired by other names. But anyway, leading into this, so you're going to see some pictures in a minute, but I wanted to read these paragraphs here because it's kind of like a setting the stage for this because we're still talking about history. So this is going to be actually, let's peek at the pictures real quick so you can see what we're going to talk about. The pictures are on page 124, so you can just kind of peek at those. Obviously, there's a covered wagon and a family, and then you've got a little drama in the middle here and then the end. So now that you know kind of where you're headed with it, I'm going to read this part on page 122. So it says, after the Louisiana Purchase, settlers began heading into the American West. Some wanted to escape crowded cities, others sought adventure, and still others just wanted a new life and free land. The Oregon Trail and gold in California also lured people west. Many Americans believed in what they called manifest destiny. This was the idea that the United States was destined to control and spread its ways across the entire continent of North America. Those who migrated had to first sell their homes and everything they could not to take, oh, and everything they could not take with them. The journeys were long and difficult. For example, the journey to Oregon could take up to a year, and 1 in 10 people who attempted the journey died along the way. Rough terrain, wild animals, hostile Native Americans, and disease constantly threatened the travelers. For those traveling on the Oregon Trail, Independence Rock marked the halfway point. The goal was to reach this landmark by July 4th in order to avoid severe winter weather toward the end of the journey. Over 5,000 travelers wrote their names on Independence Rock. Pretty cool. Do you know where Rock is? I'm trying to remember where that's at.
I don't remember at all.
Let's ask Siri. Where is Independence Rock?
Okay, here's what I found.
Wait,
Which one?
hold on, hold on. Sometimes she's not as smart as they say she is. Just saying.
Is there multiple independent rocks?
I think there's maybe. I gotta type it in because then I have options to look at. Oh, okay. There's one. It's a historic site. So there's one main one, and it's in Wyoming.
Wyoming?
So yeah, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Independence Rock, Wyoming. That's not very central
Just Wyoming.
because in Wyoming they get a lot of winter up there. So, but it is part of the Louisiana Purchase toward the top edge of it. So here it is on like Google Maps.
Ah, yes, I see.
That blue dot's me, but the red dot is up toward the top where Wyoming is. So, interesting. But yeah, they didn't have these handy dandy devices to check on the weather and all that. So they had to just try their best to get to that point before winter or fall, probably. But anyway, okay, so that's kind of a background. And let's look at this page really quick. This is kind of a review of how to use those pictures to tell a story. This is going to be 3 paragraphs. So And you're like building your paragraphs now. We're done with 1. We did 2 last week, and now we're already moving on to 3. I knew you'd be excited about that. So each paragraph is a topic. You probably remember that part. So 3 topics is 3 paragraphs. And the central fact that you'll see on these pictures is what's happening literally in the picture. If you remember, we talked about like
Yes.
what is in the picture. And then you build on that from there for the rest of the paragraph. That's when you come up with your details. And this is the part where you ask yourself questions. So you're going to be thinking about some plots, some ideas on who they are, where they're going, why they're doing what they're doing. So I'm going to jump to this middle paragraph where you see some of these bold words. Remember how we talked about all the big 6 question words? That helps you come up with a story. Yeah. So like, who is in the picture? And you can come back to this page when you're brainstorming ideas, but who is in the picture? What is the history of this picture? Where exactly is this? How is this being done or said? Why is this situation happening? When did this begin? What are they doing, thinking, feeling, saying? What happened just before the picture? What might happen after this picture? And what might be just outside the picture? So there might even be something you think of that's invisible. That was another thing we talked about last year. Yeah, I remember that part. Like, is there a big crowd that you don't see? Are there aliens coming down? Maybe a big pack of dogs somewhere. I don't know. But you're going to answer these and you'll take notes on your keyword outline. If you remember last year, I made that optional because sometimes it's hard to use a keyword outline for this assignment, but we'll brainstorm some ideas together and just take some notes on there. But if it's easier for you to just sit down at the computer and just start typing, that's okay with me, because for these types of writing, it kind of just has to flow from your brain. Yeah. So here's a little note about the clincher sentence that that rule from last year. The clincher sentence reminds the reader what you see in the picture. Because it is the clincher sentence, it must repeat or reflect 2 to 3 keywords placed in the central fact line. What rule does that remind you of? That's the topic clincher rule. The topic sentence, and here it is. Topic sentence and the clincher sentence must repeat or reflect 2 or 3 key words. There you go. You got it. You probably do that in your sleep sometime.
No.
I'm just kidding. You have it memorized, though. That's good. Okay. Here we are to the pictures. And it is kind of nice that they gave you your list of questions here. So you can use those as you're thinking of things. So in light of all that we just talked about, have you thought of some names or some situations, or have you started thinking of some ideas yet?
I've thought of one name for the dog.
Okay.
Maximilian.
Oh, I had a dog named Max, and we called him Maximilian. That's perfect. Cute. Maximilian. Did you ever have a dog named Maximilian?
Nope. We got chickens. We are not gonna have a dog.
Yeah. Dogs and chickens don't mix well. Maximilian. All right. And who are these people? Are they going to be like a mom and dad, or?
I will name the mother Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay.
Father Albert.
Albert. Those are.
Wait, I already did Albert. I can't do Albert again. Did Albert in the last one.
Oh.
About Lexington.
Oh, right. Okay.
Adam. Yeah.
Adam. That's a good classic
name. Then the son, Liam.
Liam?
Just
That's a good one.
Liam.
That's a good one too. I like it. So the central fact is what you see in the picture. So what is it what's happening in the picture, would you say?
They are packing.
Packing. They're getting ready to go head out somewhere. So we can put, wait, I forgot the guy's name again.
The father,
Father,
Adam.
Adam, Elizabeth, packing. I'm just jotting down some ideas so that when you go to write it, you at least know what you thought of. And then the dog is Maximilian. Maximilian. Dashes here. How do you think Max feels about this idea of going somewhere?
He looks so confused right now.
He's confused. A good word. Confused. And what do you think, like, what are they looking for? Like, he's packing and they're getting ready to go. Well, let's talk about Elizabeth for a second. So dad's just doing his thing, right? He's just doing his dad thing. And she's looking on. How do you think she feels? You can't really see her face, but what do you think she's thinking right there?
I think she's just making sure everything is there.
Yeah. That's a mom thing to do, right?
Is everything there?
Did you
Is your suitcase? Did you get Maximilian's toys?
Yes, and his blanket and his little bed. And did you get our jackets and did you get all the shoes and yeah, all the food and
Get your hunting gear.
Yeah, hunting gear. Don't forget. Yeah, that's true. She doesn't have to lift a finger. She just has to boss him around, right? Okay. And what do we see in there? It looks like boxes and chests.
I see chests and boxes, and the son is helping. He's
Where's the
faint.
sun?
I know, he's all the way in the bag.
I can't even
helping
see
with the father.
Oh, I see it now. Oh my gosh, I didn't see it at first. Oh, he's inside and the dad's handing him
Yeah.
stuff to put in there. Wow, I didn't even see that, honestly, till you said that.
I had to go in closer, so I colored his shirt in to just know where he is.
That was a good idea. Now you can see him when you do that. That's cool. Okay, and the son's name, tell me, Liam, right? Liam helping load, maybe. You don't have to copy that. I'm just kind of, if you have other words, you can write them down or not write them down, but just kind of, that way, if you don't do your homework until like Friday, you'll be like, what did I even think of? I don't even remember. So based on like that, those paragraphs we read in the very beginning, where do you think they're headed? What's their goal?
Their journey on the Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail. Oh, I like that. I'm just gonna write that. Oregon. You think they're gonna head to California? Remember they were talking about how California had the gold. What was the other place they were headed? Oh, I guess that was the Manifest Destiny. Most of them were headed to California because they heard there was gold. Yeah. And California was beautiful, and it still is. It's very different than all those other states. But I don't think California was part of the Louisiana Purchase, though.
No, it was not. It was different.
Yeah, I thought so, because California was more west.
They bought it from Mexico and fought a war about it, actually.
That's what I thought. It kind of feels like we skipped that part. Because we just did
California isn't important, apparently.
And whatever, huh? They need to talk about that. Because we went from the Louisiana Purchase to now moving westward.
The
So,
Liberty Treaty.
yeah.
I forgot what the war was called about it.
Yeah.
Because they not only fought for California, but also Texas and what else? New Mexico, I believe.
Okay. Um,
They fought for like 3 different states.
I'm gonna look it up really quick so we can verify that, but I think you're right. Let me see. Yeah, you were right. The Mexican-American War.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
I
was.
forgot when I learned about that, but
That's
oh
a
well.
good memory.
It's like, when did I learn about that?
Okay, it says the Mexican-American War was in 1846 to 1848, so only 2 years, and that resulted in California becoming part of the United States. The war began as a border skirmish between Mexico and Texas and was the first armed conflict for the U.S. on foreign soil. The war ended with the signing of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo on February 2nd, 1848. The treaty required Mexico to give up 55% of its territory, including California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and parts of Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Wyoming. So basically,
That was a lot more than I thought.
that's like
Just
the whole
anything that
Western.
was not the Louisiana Purchase.
No, that was definitely not because Louisiana Purchase is more central.
Yeah.
So, let's see. The US paid Mexico $15 million for war damages and assumed 3.25 million in debts to US citizens. And then that led into the gold rush because once they purchased it or they won that war and they secured it, then they discovered the gold and then there was the gold rush.
It was the gold rush.
Nearly 300,000 gold seekers came to that area. Wow. So I don't know why this book just bypassed all that, but I think you're right.
Oh,
That's
well.
kind of important. Anyway,
California doesn't matter.
I know. It's sad. I think it's the best state out of all of them, honestly. We live in the best state.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, let me clarify because politically, no.
Horrible.
It's horrible politically. We won't even go there, but there's problems. There's big problems.
Area-wise, like the actual land, it's pretty good.
Yes, the land, the resources, the farming. I mean, right here in Kern County, we've got amazing soil and it's natural. I mean, you can put a seed in the ground anywhere, and as long as you have water, it's going to grow. So it's
Yay.
pretty cool. Yeah. Not other places can be like when I went to Oklahoma to visit my daughter, they have other things there, but it's like their soil is like rock. You can't even if you wet it, you can't even get it soft enough to do anything with it. And it definitely doesn't have any nutrients to grow much. They do grow hay there.
Hey.
And I think they grow corn. I remember driving around in Oklahoma. It's just like really flat. There's nothing. It's like miles and miles and miles of nothing, just flat. And then all of a sudden we just would see like those big rolls of hay. They grow the hay and then they harvest it and roll it in this big round bale.
Cylinder-looking thing.
Cylinder-looking thing. Like what the way hay we have here in California is in
It's
block.
all squared
Yeah.
and compact, but they just roll it.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. And then I think I remember seeing corn. They were able to grow corn, but just like that's it. They didn't have like here you can find citrus and nuts and you can find all kinds of apples and fruits and vegetables, the carrots for sure. I mean a lot here. So anyway, enough about that. So they were probably heading to California for gold, would you say, or for just a better life, or why were they heading
A
to
better life. They wanted to
better
get
life?
away from the city and get some free land.
I'm going to put California a better life here, but you don't have to write it, or if you want to write doesn't matter to me, but the free land, yes. And opportunity. Good one.
Opportunity, prosperity.
Prosperity, another good one. So in that process, obviously, the second picture, we enter into some problems, sadly. Oh, and the puppy Maximilian's in the water.
They're
Wait,
swimming.
how come Maximilian's not in the last picture?
Oh no!
Oh,
I mean, the wagon isn't there either.
no. Okay, so he's there. He's okay. We'll say that he's okay.
Yeah, he's just in the background.
So, okay, what do you think is going on here? How can you describe that?
Well, originally they would just take off the axles and the wheels off of a wagon and just let it float down a river, hoping to get on the other side. That's what history said.
Wow. Yeah.
I remember playing that old video game, The Oregon Trail. That was fun.
Oh, I never played that one.
It was technically just a little box thing, and you could just. It would be so hard to get to the end.
So did you have like problems like that where you came across water or
River, and you have to pick decisions whether to just
Oh.
cut off the axles or ask someone to bring them across.
Yeah, because once you get across, you're going to need your axles, so you got to figure out how to get them
Sometimes
there.
you'll lose a thing or two over the dang river.
Yeah, okay. So that's probably a very traumatic experience, I would think. And I can't see the sun. Can you see the sun in there? Is he in there?
He's just looking at Maximilian.
Wow. Oh,
Just
yeah, he's super
bending
tiny. Oh my
down.
gosh.
I
He's
colored his shirt again so I could see him.
I know. That's a good idea. So maybe he's trying to call Maximilian over to,
Get up here, boy.
come on, Max, come on, you can do it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good one. Well, and we got a horse in the scene here, so we could probably name him or her.
I don't know.
You have to think
Bessie.
about that
I'm
one.
just gonna name her
Bessie?
Bessie.
That sounds like a cow name.
I know it is, but
That's
not
okay though.
oxen when they went on the Oregon Trail, not horses. They needed stamina, not speed.
That's true. That's true. Maybe an ox or some kind of a big
Either ox or donkey.
donkey. There you go. Yes, they're sturdy. All right, so they're probably crossing a river, and it was deeper than they thought. And Liam is calling out to Maximilian, and those are all good ideas. Did they lose anything along the way?
I'm gonna say a couple clothes because in the next picture, the father looks cold.
Poor guy. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. And they probably got wet, I'm guessing too. They're trying to dry by the fire.
So they're drying by the fire.
Drying by the fire. Maybe they're gonna make some stew or some soup or something and just recover from there. Yeah, the wagon's not there, so hopefully it's not going to be a tragic story where everything's lost.
That's up to me to decide.
It is up to you to decide. Yes, it is. So you can.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, leave it a mystery. All right.
Just everything is gone.
That would be sad, but then I don't know. You're so creative. You'll come up with something, but I think you're good. You got your ideas going, and don't forget about these question words. If you get stuck on something, just keep asking yourself questions over and over, and you'll come up with a plot. So, all right, let's keep going on to the next page here. We're talking about the topic sentence. We talked a little bit about the clincher sentence, and I just erased what I wrote, so I don't even remember what you had for your first three words there. What did you write down any words on that?
Yes.
What did you
For
write for Roman numeral
But
1?
Adam, Liam, and packing.
Okay. So basically, use the keywords you wrote on the KWO next to the first central fact and write a sentence that tells what you see in the picture. So you don't have to write it. How about you just tell me a sentence using those words?
Um, Adam and Liam were helping pack up the wagon while the mother made sure everything was there.
Good. I like it. Very good. It's going to be a good story. By the way you fixed your prepositional openers on your homework was perfect. So that's what I want to see is those little brackets with the 2.
Okay.
And this is more of practice for that. So it says begin each sentence with a prepositional opener, follow the comma rule on page 115. So blank, they had been loading the wagon. So let's look back. I think we have a list somewhere of the prepositions, don't we?
Yes, I sticky noted it.
Very good. I was going to suggest that. It's on 115.
Mm-hmm.
So how could we do an opener for that sentence? They had been loading the wagon. Blank, they had been loading the wagon.
After a bit of time, they decided to start packing to go on a journey on the Oregon Trail.
That's a good one.
My brain hurts.
No, I like that. I like that. Their suggestion for this one could be for days they had been loading the wagon. So 4 days. That could be one. I liked your idea though too. What about the second one? Blank, the wagon rocked violently.
Over time, the wagon rocked violently.
There you go. Over time. Because the wagon was probably like falling apart after all that travel.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, blank, they sang along as dad played his fiddle.
Throughout the journey, they sang along as dad played their fiddle.
I like it. Throughout the journey, they sang along as dad played his fiddle.
Yay.
She'll be going around the mountain when she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
I forgot.
I'll stop
I've
saying.
heard that too many times.
That's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to 126. Okay. This was just more practice with your dress ups. So we're going to make a list here of some possibilities.
Okay.
Let's see. It's talking about the quality adjectives. So we'll just make a list next to each one of these. What are some adjectives that would describe the wagon?
Old.
Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe rickety.
Rickety.
Rickety. I like this suggestion in the book. It says overstuffed. They probably put too much stuff in it.
Overpacked.
Overpacked. There we go. Overpacked. And then the river. How could we describe the river?
Large.
Large. Okay.
Deep.
Ooh, yeah, good one.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing or raging, something like that, maybe.
Raging.
Raging river. How about the campfire?
Warm.
Yes, warm,
Helpful.
helpful. Yep.
Um. Huh.
Maybe like crackling, you know, how the wood pops sometimes.
Crackling.
Crackling, crackling campfire. And then the rock, once they found the rock,
Sharp. Large.
yeah. What's another word for large if you had to pick something?
Ginormous.
Ginormous. There we go. Wait, is it Ginor? That doesn't look right. Is that how you spell ginormous? That does not look
Oh
right.
no.
Let me look.
Gino.
How do you spell ginormous? Oh, that is right.
It
Sometimes
looks so wrong though.
it does. Hmm. I guess
Why?
GI together does. It is like the word giant. That is a GI. So I guess it's right. How about famous? Because that was the famous rock.
Ah, yes, the famous rock.
Yeah, the famous one that wait, what was it called? I'm drawing a blank.
Started with an I.
Oh yeah.
Independence Rock.
There we go, Independence Rock. Okay, cool.
It was independent.
It was independent, yes. Strong verb dress up and ly dress up. So we've got sentences here. Do you really think it's safe? Ma said. Ma.
Ma.
So instead of said, what's another word you could put instead of that?
Asked.
Asked, yep. And then as far as how she said it, she's somethingly asked. Do you really think it is safe? Ma somethingly asked.
Ma.
I know. I'm thinking like she was probably a little nervous because she's thinking maybe.
Nervously asked.
Yeah, I'm thinking nervously would work. Hold these reins tightly, Pa said. So what can we put instead of said?
Claimed.
Okay. And then how would he claim it? Claimed.
Strongly.
Yeah. Like that. The wagon went across the river. What's another way to say that?
Floated across the river.
Yeah. Yep. And then somethingly floated.
Dangerously floated.
Yeah, I like it. Yes.
What's the opposite of careful?
Yeah, dangerous. What else? Okay, my book has examples here. Unsteadily or precariously.
Precariously.
Precariously. Perilously. That's one of your
Perilously.
vocabulary. All right, let's keep going. But dangerously works too, so good job. Let's go on to 127. Because clause, practicing these are good to write these down because you might actually use some of this in your writing. Pa decided to move west because blank.
He felt like we needed to have a new start.
Yes, he felt
Right.
like.
He felt like we needed a new life.
Okay. Felt like. Should we say we, or are you're not in the story though, so maybe he felt like his family needed a new life?
Felt like they needed a new life.
Okay. Asia dress up. When, while, where, as, since, if, although. We're not going to do because that's a separate dress up. So it says underline the first word of the clause. Oh, that's when you actually put it in your writing, but they're calling the dog Spot, but your dog is Maximilian. Jumped from the wagon blank, thinking of an Asia word. Asia.
He jumped from the wagon when he saw something in the water.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Oh, except for saw is banned.
Oh, yeah. Once he spotted something in the
There you
water.
go. I like it. Spotted. Who, which, Ma, who blank clutched the baby Jane tightly. Oh, I didn't even know was there a baby in
There
there?
was a child?
What?
Oh, is that why she's cradling the...
Oh,
Is that what she was doing?
I don't see a baby anywhere.
I know. I'm not going to put a child.
Okay.
Liam is all they needed.
Let's skip that one. Let's go to 2. The rock, which blank told them they were halfway there.
The rock which stood by the path. I don't know.
Yeah. Or which was located by the path or on the path. Like
Which was subsided on the path.
subsided? Yeah, which subsided on the path. That's one of your vocabulary words, huh?
Yeah.
Does that work? Because subsided means to, like, if the storm subsided, that means the storm was stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look up subsided again.
It stopped next to the path.
Definition. Become less intense, violent, or severe.
Nope. It
That
does
doesn't
not work.
Was maybe not subsided, maybe was located. I mean, it was kind of a boring word, but.
Which.
Or found.
Which was found. Found on the path?
Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Rock, which was found on the path, told them they were, yeah, okay.
Going the right way.
And then I'm going to skip these practices here, but you can use these in your story if you need to. But let's look really quick at your vocabulary words. Have you been cutting those out still?
Yes.
Perfect. So for week 13, you get to do all 4. Yay!
What is this? Trepidation.
Let me see. Trepidation. Trepidation, actually. Trepidation. Yeah.
Fear or agitation?
It's actually a soft G sound, so agitation.
Agitation.
Yeah.
There was still trepidation
Yeah.
about moving too far west.
trepidation. Trepidation. So agitation. So think of agitated. So like if your dog gets agitated, for example, I know you don't have one, but they get frustrated or anxious or something like that.
You're not sure what to do.
Not sure. Yeah. Okay. Good one.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, the picture, the woman is like
Fearing her life because she does not want to
definitely,
go.
definitely fearing her life, and the husband's like,
We should go. We get free land.
that's
It's
right.
totally worth it.
All right, pick one more or another one.
Incessant.
Incessant. Yep. That's a cute picture. I think it's a cricket.
It is cricket.
Chirp, 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 chirp. Unceasing.
Unceasing. Continuing without interruption.
Unceasing just means non-stop.
Non-stop. Okay.
Mhm. Non-stop.
Incessant.
Incessant. You're right.
The incessant chirping of the cricket kept him awake.
Yep. And I don't know if you've ever had a cricket near your window at your house, but I have before, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go crazy. And you go out there and look for it, and you can't even find it. It'll stop when you start walking around out
I
there.
don't have crickets, but I have birds.
Oh, yeah. And they make a lot of noise too. Incessant. So maybe the dog in your story, Maximilian, just incessant
Bark, bark, bark.
bark. That's what I was thinking. Like his barking was incessant. That would work. Okay, there's two left.
Laban?
Fathom. Fathom. Is that, oh no, you're looking at
Ladam.
Yeah, you're right. Laden.
Laden.
Or Laden. I think it's Laden.
Laden?
Yes, Laden.
You're trying to say Aiden wrong.
Because Latin would need two D's with it for it to be a short A sound. So since there's only one D in there, it's Laden.
Laden.
Yeah.
Burdened, or loaded up. Oh, that's what the wagon is.
You just said loaded. Wait, you just said loaded up, and it says loaded down.
Oh, loaded. I'm dyslexic right now.
That's funny because it's such a different word. I was like, where did you get that?
I don't know.
Loaded down. Okay, yeah, that explains.
Oh my gosh, my brain. I don't know. I looked at the word too, and I said up.
It's like a really complex dyslexia. It's like complex. Anyway, okay, keep going.
Burden or loaded down.
Down, yes.
The wagon was laid. I want to say laid.
Laden.
Laden. The wagon was laden with all of the family's possessions.
Okay, good. Last one.
Fathom.
Yes.
To understand the depth of something.
Yes.
It was difficult for the settlers to fathom the vastness of the land.
Good. Nice. Very good. All right. So you can spread these vocabulary words out. You don't have to put them all in one paragraph because now you've got 3 paragraphs.
Yay.
So you got that. All right. That's it for today. And your homework is going to be to write those 3 paragraphs and follow the checklist and use your vocabulary words. And then I will see you. I don't know when they signed up. I think I saw your name on there though.
Okay.
Your mom. So I'll see you at the conference whenever that is. So
Okay.
good job, Nasaya.
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Have a good day.